Hey everybody, welcome back to the K2N Online Paddle School. We're back here on YouTube, and today we're going to have a comprehensive look at paddle racing life jackets. Before we jump into it, I want to say thank you guys so much for supporting this YouTube channel by subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing these videos to get the view count up as high as it is. Paddle racing is a fairly niche group of people around the world, and it's so great to bring everybody together through this YouTube community. So without further ado, let's get right to it. I have three models here that we use within the club in Hernando. We have the Vaikobi VXP, we have the original Mocke life jacket, and we have the V3X Vaikobi zip-up life jacket. I'm going to look at these and break them down one by one, and at the end we'll kind of have a collective overview of the life jackets. The importance of the life jacket cannot be understated. It is literally a tool designed to save your life if you were to fall out of your boat and get separated from it. Your ability to survive in extreme conditions is increased based on having a life jacket on. For the purposes of paddle racing, we're looking at how ergonomic it is, how much heat does it trap on the inside, how well can you move in it, and little things like storage, can you put your cell phone in there, and other details. From this, you can decide based on your personal usage, what you plan on doing it in, what kind of conditions that you plan on taking it in, or what environment you paddle in temperature-wise year-round. Bringing this all together should give you a comprehensive look at these different models. Bear in mind, this video is not sponsored by anybody. These are just my personal life jackets and my opinion on them, as well as the opinion of some other people within the club and how they feel about these life jackets. If you have a product that you would like me to look at, dissect, and broadcast here on the YouTube page, feel free to reach out anytime and we can get that squared away. The first model we're going to look at is going to be the Vaikobi VXP. This life jacket is a solid piece in the front as well as in the back, and it features a side clip. So you would pull this over the head to the side and clip from the side. This is a nice, very secure lock between the shoulder straps and having the side straps themselves tighten around the torso. All of these paddle racing life jackets are going to feature a cutout in the armpits and minimal flotation and buoyancy in the upper chest. So this doesn't restrict the motion of your paddle movement. These are all very ergonomic in their design cutout. And there's a lot of thought that goes into making sure that these do not encumber or inhibit your natural paddle motion. These life jackets adhere to all national and international regulations with the stamp on the back, and it shows that we have 45 newtons of force. This is a pretty high number to quickly get you from underwater to the top surface of the water in a surf environment. 45 newtons also means that the amount of material that is going to be here is fairly minimal in comparison to some of the other models that we'll look at shortly. For an ocean-oriented life jacket, this is a pretty sleek design. Distributing the buoyancy across the front and the back in a solid piece allows us to be fairly low profile while still delivering 45 newtons of lift in the water. It features a back pocket that you can put a camelback into, and then it has straps on the front to guide your tubing through, ultimately to put your tubing right in front of you. As you're wearing this life jacket, you can have your tubing right under your chin or off to the side. The front pocket is wide and deep enough to put a standard cell phone in upright or sideways, and there are a few straps on the inside that will help secure that. Overall, there is a lot of space in here, and this Velcro has held up very nicely over the course of my ownership. So I've never had this open up or lose anything from the central pouch. Overall, this life jacket has been my primary go-to for using in the downwind scenario. In Florida, it is fairly warm in most times of the year. Even our winter time is fairly mild. So the amount of breathability that this life jacket has, being a low cut volume, means that it breathes very well. Very seldom do I get overheated with this life jacket. If it is warm, I will typically submerge myself before paddling to get this wet to help with that breathability quite a bit. Remountability with this life jacket being low volume is the easiest. It's easy to get the chest and the midsection over the gun wall each time you are trying to remount. So this is the least cumbersome for remounting. The next life jacket that we're going to look at is from Mocke. Mocke also has a lower volume version of this life jacket as well as a front zip version. I only have access to their original model. There are no clips on this, so as you put this on, you have to put it on with your arms overhead and pull from the top down. The same way for taking off, you have to pull it up, reach back, and pull it over your head. Life jacket features 60 newtons of lift, and that Newton force has to come from the extra buoyancy from the padding within the life jacket. So you can see this life jacket is much thicker than the VXP. Side-by-side comparison, you can see how much larger this one is as how sleek this one is. That extra 15 newtons of lift is coming from that extra width here. In a life-saving scenario, this is the superior life jacket. You're going to get more float easier, you're going to come up out of the water much quicker, and you're going to stay a little bit higher in the water. Because of how it fits and how this weight is distributed across the life jacket, your head will easily be above the water for an extended amount of time with little effort. Downside to this life jacket can get extremely hot if you are paddling in the middle of the summertime, right? So without constantly splashing yourself down, this does not breathe quite as well because of the extra material. They do a good job layering these blocks on the inside to create space to allow a little bit more air to flow in and out and allow that heat to escape. Despite this, it is still fairly warm when you are using this. If you're paddling in cold weather, I would lean towards this just for the heat that it can provide in trapping it within the body. The back pouch can also hold a camelback or any other tools that you need. All of the straps that you would run your camelback tubing through is high-vis reflective material, which is a nice bonus. And then there's a strap on the front to hook the camelback tubing through as well. The front pocket is very similar. It is very large in here. There are no straps in here to secure anything, but overall, if you put something in here and the Velcro is holding up, nothing is going to come out. Side by side with the VXP, these are very similar. This is like a higher volume version. Comparatively to the Vaikobi, it is a lower profile style. Side by side, a ton of similarities going between one and the other. The only thing you're gonna notice is one being thicker and one being thinner. Despite being higher volume, the cutout on the sides comes inward just a little bit more. So there's a little bit more padding around the mid-torso, but you have even more freedom of motion above and below the shoulder. So even though it's higher volume, again, there is still plenty of movement opportunity with this. When you're using this, you're not going to really feel the life jacket hindering your motion. You're just going to feel it trapping in heat. With remounting, the extra volume within the midsection makes that initial push out of the water just a little harder, trying to get that 1.5 to 2 inches of life jacket over the side of the Surfski. So if you have issues with remounting, this might make it slightly harder than the lower profile version in the Vaikobi. The last one that we have here is the Vaikobi V3X. This features the standard zip in the front that you would see in most typical life jackets. Compared to the VXP, it is very similar. There's a little less volume in the upper chest and the shoulders, and that volume is redistributed more towards the bottom part of the life jacket. It still features 45 newtons of float. With less volume up here, it's distributed just a little bit lower. It has the back pouch for the camelback, and then the tubing that runs on the side, there's one on the front And then there's another one here on this edge that can put the tubing right in front of your face. There is more pocket space, but it is divided in the middle, and it makes it a little awkward trying to carry a cell phone, since a cell phone is too long this way and too long this way. So a cell phone is not easily going to fit in here. You would have to place that either in the back or carry it in some other flotation bag. Like the Mocke, there is plenty of room ergonomic wise on the top side, but you're gonna feel the center part of the body engage with the extra volume that's distributed lower in the life jacket. Something that I forgot to mention that I'll voice over here with the slow-mo and the remounting is the lower profile within the upper part of the chest definitely facilitates female paddlers much more than male paddlers. So for myself, it's not something that I actually think about, but having that lower volume or central zip makes it much easier for lady paddlers to consider. So a lot of these life jackets are thinking about being more accommodating for ladies more so than guys, right? So the compromise in flotation and the distribution of such makes it an easier fit for the feminine body. Ranking these by flotation, obviously the Mocke is going to be the clear winner in float. Second place is definitely the V3X. Having the weight distributed around the torso helps kind of lift your center of gravity up easier. So although it has the same amount of newtons, the placement of it allows you to keep your head upright just a little easier. The life jacket that provides the least amount of flotation would be the VXP. That being said, this is still sufficient to keep you alive out on the water for durations of time. I have personally gone for a half-hour swim with this life jacket here, and without it, I might not be here telling you about these life jackets. So when we're ranking them between best and worst, don't think that this is not doing the job. The other ones are just doing an extremely good job. My opinion of the fit in regards to paddle technique would definitely be the Mocke being the most ergonomic. Next would be the Vaikobi VXP. And ranking third for me would be the V3X. Having the weight distributed a little bit lower seems like it would be out of the way, but I am very aware of it for some reason while wearing this life jacket specifically. It's not uncomfortable, but the other two are very seamless with putting a life jacket on and taking strokes. And with this one, I'm very aware that I'm wearing a life jacket. Ultimately, all of these life jackets are super high quality products designed specifically for paddle racing at their core. You really can't go wrong with any of these products, and I hope this video just helps to serve a comparing and contrast between them. For me personally, I always lean to this one being lower profile in the hotter Florida conditions. But if you're somewhere more mild year-round, having that extra bit of flotation means being a little bit warmer, the Mocke is the way to go. If you have any questions about these life jackets or something that I didn't go over, please comment and I can answer right there in the comment section for other people to also see. If there are life jackets that you use that you would like to share, again, the comment section is a great place for people to scroll down and read additional information about life-saving products. If you are interested in anything paddle technique related, check out the K2NOnlinePaddleSchool.com. It is the one thing that helps keep all of this alive is everybody that is part of the online school with their ongoing subscriptions, working on training plans, doing technique reviews. This allows us to exist, and we are very thankful for everybody that's part of that. If you have any questions about the online school or you'd like to set up a Zoom call to talk about it face-to-face, again, comment, message, anytime. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next week for our next product review.